In today's video, I'm going to run a speed session completely designed by AI. Hello, fellow geeks, and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather, and I am glad you are here today. So we know that AI has taken over a whole lot of what we've seen on the internet, but can it design a fairly good speed workout for me? This is my speed workout day as I am getting ready for another half marathon, and I wanted to see what ChatGPT could come up with for a speed session for me. So I started out by getting into ChatGPT and giving it the prompt, plan a 1 hour speed workout for someone training for a half marathon. ChatGPT then gave me a warm up main workout, including intervals and hill repeats, and then a cool down, as well as some hydration and nutrition tips, and a few notes that I need to keep in mind. So now that I have the workout here in front of me, I'm going to go ahead and program it into my watch, and then we're going to go outside and give it a try. And by the way, if you have never programmed a custom workout into an Apple Watch before, I'm going to have a link up here to a video where I show you exactly how to do it. Okay, we have it programmed in. Now let's go outside and go for a run. The first part of the plan started with the warm up. That was 5 minutes of dynamic stretches and then 5 minutes of easy jogging. We then moved into the main part of the workout, starting with intervals. It called for 5 by 800. For reasons I'll explain later, this changed to 5 by 3 minutes and 2 minutes of recovery. 1.3 miles. That's 2.3 miles again. That's 3.3 miles. So I'm keeping a consistent pace. Over halfway done. That's 4 at 0.31. Still maintaining a good pace. 1 interval to go. Okay, that's all 5.3 miles every time. So staying consistent with a faster pace. Okay, short recovery. We're going to move on to the hill repeat section of the main workout. And here we are. For the next 15 minutes, we're going uphill. For the next section of the workout, it was 15 minutes of hill repeats. So I found a hill. It called for 6 to 8 repetitions. I managed to get 5 repetitions in within the 15 minutes with walking back downhill for recovery. Okay, those 5 hill repeats. Now it's time for a 2-minute cool down, which should be just enough to get me back home. Okay, almost home. We're going to take it inside and talk about how it went. I'll see you there. And so now that we're back inside, let's talk a little bit about how the workout went. First of all, was it structured well? I would say yes, this is definitely structured well in that it included a warm-up, it included a cool down, it had some intervals, which of course you're usually going to find in your typical speed session, and it also included hill repeats. You don't always see those in a speed session. You will every once in a while, but this is one that did include one. Hill sessions, I think, are an all-in-one workout. They help work out all kinds of great muscles in your leg, help you build endurance. So definitely something that is useful in a training session. Typically, I will see hill sessions done separately from a speed session, but including it in this one, it kind of makes sense, and I kind of get it. So structure, thumbs up. Now let's talk about the overall effectiveness of it. I had a couple of problems with this. Number one, typically in a speed session that I do that's given to me by my coach on one of my training plans, I will cover at least 7 miles over the course of one speed session. This one barely got me to 5 miles in one speed session, which is usually what I can cover over the course of an easy run. Some of this may have to do with something else that I'm about to talk about here, in that it was expecting me to cover a lot more distance in a shorter amount of time. So that's the second problem that I have with this. Looking at the actual set up for the program, where you look at your main workout, and in the interval training, it actually wanted me to do 5 by 800 meters at 5K race pace with 2 minutes of easy jogging, and it wanted me to accomplish that in roughly 25 minutes. That would require me to have a much faster 5K pace than I actually have. This would require me to run somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 7 minutes per mile, which even at a sprint, I cannot do. It's just not something that is in my muscles, in my system. No matter how hard I work, I am not going to be that fast, especially at my age, my build. That's just not going to happen. And so I think, had I been able to stretch out that 25 minutes into maybe a longer session, I could have done the 5 by 800s, but it just wasn't going to happen as fast as it needed me to happen and still stay within the 1 hour time constraint that I put it in. So since this is obviously geared towards someone who is a little more advanced in the running than I am, is there something that maybe I could have put into ChatGPT in order to kind of adjust for that? Like maybe saying a beginner half marathon, although I'm past the beginner stage, or maybe saying an intermediate half marathon, although maybe it would think that was a little bit faster than I'm able to do too. So it's not really able to configure around what I am feasibly able to run as fast as my paces go. And that is something that a coach can do a lot more easily one-on-one. When you keep in mind that it's not covering as much ground as I would typically cover in a speed session, and it's expecting me to hit paces that I'm not able to hit, this one kind of gets a side, not a thumbs up or thumbs down. You may be able to adapt it as you need to, which is what I did. Instead of hitting the 800 meters, I adjusted it to a 3-minute run to 2-minute walk, and kind of saw where I went from there. Maybe you can adapt it, but it's just kind of hard to not have that human element to adapt it to what you specifically need, especially if you are new at running and you're not really sure how to adapt a training plan on your own. And finally, would I use this workout again? I think this is a very solid basic workout that you can use for speed and endurance. So this definitely gets a thumbs up from me. I do feel like this is one that I could use in a pinch if I am needing a speed workout on the fly and I don't have one on my training plan. This is definitely one that I could turn to. So, do I foresee ChatGPT taking over for coaches anytime soon? Definitely not. Again, this is a large language model, not a brain in and of itself. So all it's going to do is it's going to comb the web, and it's going to spit out information that it finds in a kind of generic type way. So it's not going to be able to adapt and improve and change along with you the way that a real human coach actually could. But if you are new to running and you are not able to get a coach, maybe you are just looking for specific workouts that you can do in order to improve, then you could definitely do worse than this. This could be something that you could do in order to just find some type of workout if you are wanting to advance and you're just stuck on what you need to do. So this is a definite possibility for you if you would like to check that out for yourself. So there you go. That is ChatGPT planning a speed session for me. Did you find this interesting? Is this something that you might try for yourself? Why don't you let me know down in the comments below. While you're there, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it keeps you up to date on all the running adventures I'm having all the time. You could also give this video a big thumbs up. Both of those get me out to more runners just like you. Don't forget you can follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks so much for being here. I'm so glad you could join me. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. I will see you later.